Good morning and afternoon, everyone. Glad you could join us today. We're going to wait just one more minute for a few more attendees to join us. Thank you. And once again, good day, everyone. We are going to wait one more minute for a few additional attendees to join us. We'll get started very soon. Thank you for your patience. Okay. It is 1:02 Central Time, and thank you again, everyone, for joining us today to learn a little bit more about the direct distribution program that the Alliance for Water Efficiency and Rachio are offering to AWE members. We're really excited about this program. I'm Ron Burke, CEO at the Alliance for Water Efficiency. We, a couple of months ago, put out an RFP soliciting proposals to partner with AWE to run a direct distribution program for smart irrigation controllers. And through that process, AWE selected Rachio. Next slide, please. So I think you're all pretty familiar with the webinar rules at this point. In this case, we are planning to go 60 minutes with questions at the end. The audio is through your telephone or computer. This webinar is being recorded, so you will be muted, but again, there will be a chance to type your questions into the chat and we will address those near the end of the webinar. Next slide, please. I think many of you are members, perhaps all of you. If you're not, please consider becoming a member of the Alliance for Water Efficiency. We are 530 plus member organizations strong across North America, representing the practitioners and experts in water efficiency and water conservation. AWE offers a variety of tools and resources to our members to help them do their jobs even better. Next slide, please. Oh, I think I'm actually turning it over to Danielle with Rachio now. So Danielle will walk you through the program, and at the end, again, we'll have a chance to answer any questions you have. Please put those into the chat as we go along. Danielle, I'll turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ron, and thank you everyone for joining the webinar today. We're really excited about this program and excited to kick it off. Again, my name is Danielle, and I run the utility programs at Rachio. I have been with Rachio now for almost 4 years. I work with utilities coast to coast, helping them launch controller programs and making sure their residents are using the Rachio controller correctly once they have them installed. So just a quick slide of the agenda topics we'll be covering today. What is Rachio, in case some of you might need a refresher or you're new to learning about Rachio, what we offer and how Rachio is different, and then I will be doing a live demo of the program that we're offering. So again, some of you might not be familiar with Rachio. I wanted to give you a quick overview of who we are. Rachio creates tailored smart schedules based on the specific needs of your residents' yards. At the core of it, we are a DIY product, easy to install with a guided setup and app control. Installation is typically 30 minutes or less. The controller waters the right amount for the plants and their specific needs. And we have seen savings anywhere from 20 to 50% on that monthly outdoor water bill. And we also are EPA WaterSense certified. And just a few cool stats I wanted to share today. We are saving 41.5 billion gallons of water and counting, which is such a huge number. It's so great to see that number increase every week. During the hot summer months, our customers have seen savings of an average about 6,000 gallons of water. 93% of our customers would recommend Rachio to a friend or neighbor, and overall, our customers have given us 4.7 star reviews. We have a lot of great press and influencers covering our product, and they typically like it because of the ability to react to weather data and the simplicity of its use. Our customers love our product because it's easy to take control of their yard. They are no longer wondering when their yard will get water. They can see the schedule right from their phone. Over and over again, we're seeing reviews around the ease of use and saving money, which is very important to residents. So the Rachio products, we offer 2 controllers in the R3 family, the 8 zone and the 16 zone. On our website, you can find the 8 zone for $199.99, and the 16 zone is $249.99. You will see later in the presentation here, we have reduced these prices for this program, but if our customer would come to our site today, this is the price they would pay on the website. We also offer the Rachio app for the iPhone and Android. The app is completely free. The app does help the residents walk through the installation, and then the app is where the residents will go to look at the upcoming schedules, see what their water usage has been, and to make any modifications to their settings. We also offer an outdoor enclosure. The enclosure is $29.99. This is if the controller is installed outside. So anywhere where there might be wind, rain, snow, anything to protect the controller, this outdoor enclosure is needed. If the controller is installed in the garage, you don't need this. Again, it's just if it's going to be outside in the elements. The smart yard. Rachio has some really great integrations, including Google Assistant and Alexa. We really have tried to make it as easy as possible for our customers to incorporate Rachio with the rest of their smart home. So some of you may have realized over the years the sprinkler controller technology has really changed. The old days, they were the old school knobs. Historically, those controllers were designed with the landscape professional in mind, where they were coming to the house, it was outside. Now we've really moved to smartphone control, which is designed with the homeowners in mind, where they have control over their controller through their phone. Rachio's goal really is to make irrigation easier to understand, and bringing the phone into play with that has allowed for easier user experience and education around the yard and water conservation. Rachio does use cloud data to pull in local weather data to automatically skip watering when the weather does not cooperate. So no more watering in the rain or running out in the middle of the day when if it's raining, you have to turn the sprinklers off. This you can do, it will stop automatically because it's pulling in the weather data, or wasting water due to high winds with our rain skips. We also offer 3 different schedule types. So no matter what your watering restrictions are in your area, your residents will be equipped to water efficiently without losing their yard, without watering, or their money. So now that you have a little bit of information about Rachio, I'd love to review the program with you. So AWE and Rachio, as Ron had mentioned earlier, have partnered together to offer members of AWE an exclusive offering for the residents of the members. So we've done all the hard work, the RFP, the contract, all that, fun stuff is out of the way. So now we get to market the program. So some of you might be aware of the program we're actually running right now in California with CalWEP. So this program is actually very similar to that program. Actually, as a matter of fact, this program we're running with AWE is not eligible to California utilities. So if you are on the webinar today and you are California utility, don't worry, you are eligible. If you're a member of CalWEP, you are eligible for that program. Please feel free to stay on, as this program, again, is very similar. But I'm happy to speak more about the CalWEP program at a different time if you have questions about that. So what we have done, we've created a dedicated landing page for this program. It will go live once our first utilities sign on to participate. The URL will be go.rachio.com/A4WE. Agencies determine the eligibility criteria. So what you will do at the beginning is send Rachio the eligible account numbers. The eligibility is completely up to the agency. You can make your entire service area eligible. Maybe it's just the high water users to start, or maybe it's a neighborhood. You decide what the eligibility criteria is. Pricing is also up to the agency. Again, we have discounted our controllers for this program. So on the previous slide, you saw that our controllers on our website are $199.98 for the 8 zone and $249.99 for the 16 zone. We've reduced those prices to $169.99 for the 8 zone, and we've taken $6 off the 16 zone to make it $189.99. So even if you don't have conservation funds to add, your residents will still be receiving our controller at a discount. And here's that price, that cost share model example. So again, if you don't have conservation funds to provide to the program, you can still join and offer the controllers at a discount. If you do have conservation funds that you want to provide to this program, so making it a cost share program, we have some example tiers here, but you could offer $150 off the controller if you wanted to, and then that just decreases the amount for the resident. I will say we do offer an option where the utility can cover the entire cost of the controller. While this might sound really appealing with the customer or the resident paying nothing on the website, we have found that if a resident receives a marketing email or flyers as free, free anything, they'll just sign on. They don't really know what they're signing up for. So we do recommend having your residents have a little skin in the game, even if it's just paying $10 for the controller. But again, you can decide what pricing tier works best for your agency. So how does the invoicing work? So if you do decide to do a cost share, you will place funds on account with AWE for the anticipated controller sales. So for example, if you wanted to do a $100 cost share program, and you wanted to start with 50 controllers available to your residents, you would put $5,000 on account with AWE ahead of time. At the end of the month, Rachio will invoice AWE by participating agency for the number of controllers sold in that previous month. So in that first month, if the marketing went pretty well and you had 20 controllers redeemed, we would then invoice AWE $2,000, and they would just pay the invoice on your behalf from the funds that they have an account for you. So we're really trying to take as much administrative work off of the agencies, so you don't have to worry about paying any invoices. We do that directly with AWE. AWE actually will then send you a monthly statement outlining the program expenditures, account balance, and if at that point you say, wow, we're getting kind of low, you can always add additional funding to keep the program going. And then from Rachio, each agency will actually also receive a detailed shipping report at the end of each month from Rachio. So you'll be able to see the actual orders and what resident ordered what. Oh, sorry, and then real quick, there is a one-time admin fee that Rachio requires of $500. This admin fee really just covers the program maintenance, adding you to the website, getting all the account numbers uploaded in the portal, all the kind of the back-end work that we'll have to do to get you loaded in there. So, again, I'm going to do a quick demo with you, but, after this demo today, if you are interested in joining, you would simply just email Liam and myself. There is a very short participation agreement that you'll have to sign. This is really a form where you're going through and selecting, how many controllers you want to offer to your residents, which cost share works best for you, or no cost share at all. And then once that participation agreement is signed, then you'll work with me and we'll work on getting those eligible account numbers, load in the program, we will also provide you our Rachio marketing asset folder, which should have everything you should need to market the program. So once you provide us the account numbers, we get you loaded in the site. Really, the only task you have at this point is to market the program to your residents. So we have an example email in there. We have Facebook ad templates, postcards that you can use, anything again that you will need, we have in there for you. If you go in that folder and you're like, hey, I really need this copy or this imagery, our team is happy to help you get what you need for that. Okay, so on to the demo. So this is the dev side, the demo. Again, this isn't live yet, but this is what the landing page will look like. It, again, is go.rachio.com A4WE. And the top part here is the eligibility check, which I will come back to in just a minute. And below here are the features and benefits of the controller. We have created a dedicated FAQ page for this program, which should answer the majority of the questions the residents might have. However, if there are questions that come up, we have also created a dedicated email address and phone number for this program. We want to take the customer support off of your shoulders as well. So if residents were to reach out to you, please direct them back to our support team. Our support team is well aware of the program and well equipped to answer any questions. That's also, for post redemption, if residents have the controller and they have questions about installing, again, make sure you pass them on to our team and we can help walk them through any questions they have with the controller. So you will also have access to what we call the Rachio portal. So for this example today, it's AWE Example City. Pretend you are this example city. When you log into your portal, you will see all the account numbers you provided us and the status of the redemption. So when you first send the account numbers to us, they'll be loaded in here as no, obviously, because we haven't done anything with them. But once they start the redemption process, if they complete the redemption process, which I'll show you here in a second, the redemption status changed from no to yes. And you do have the ability to export this view. So throughout the month, if you want to do a quick check, you can always export and compare to any internal files that you might have. Again, I will say at the end of the month, we do send you an actual shipping report. The portal here is a really great pulse check just to say, hey, I did a marketing today on Tuesday morning. Let's go and see how many of those controllers are being redeemed. And you can come in here and see the activity that's going on within the website. So I am going to use this account number for our demo today. So the resident would come to the site. Again, the main goal here is to get your residents to this landing page. So if you're doing an email blast, make sure the link sends them right to here. They're coming here, they're putting in their information, let's see here, their email address, and then they're gonna have a really easy way to identify their utilities. So again, AWE Blanktown and AWE Example City. Today I'm part of Example City, so I will select that utility. And as you see here, there is a ticker. So going back to the decision, how many controllers do you want to make available to your residents? Once we have that number in here, as soon as controllers start being redeemed, this number simply just counts down. So for Blanktown, they have 50 controllers. Example City, they have 99 now. Once it starts getting low, maybe below 20, we might reach out to you and say, hey, you have 20 controllers left. Are you looking to continue the program? If so, you would just simply add more funds to AWE. So I'm going to put my account number in here. I'm going to check. It's going to say you are eligible, shop now. And I'm taking to this really easy, clean checkout screen. I can select either the 8 zone or the 16 zone. This example here is without any additional conservation funds. So again, if you decided I want to add a $100 cost share model, this price here would just drop down to $69.99 to the resident and be $89.99 to the resident as well. We have maxed this out at 1 controller max per resident, so they can only order 1 controller. And again, here you can see the outdoor enclosure. If they need it, they can simply add it on here as a product add-on as opposed to coming back to our site later and ordering it separately. We have some preview terms and conditions here. When they click buy now, the full terms and conditions will populate. These terms and conditions have been reviewed by a lawyer, and they are broad enough really to cover all utilities. This offer is non-transferable, must be installed on the property associated with the account number that received this offer. I have Wi-Fi, I have an irrigation system, really those broad terms that should cover all the participating agencies. As you can see, they actually can't move forward in this process without accepting accept. So if anyone came back and didn't have an irrigation system and said, I didn't know I needed an irrigation system, you can simply say, well, you did accept the terms because you were able to purchase the controller. So once they click accept, they are taken to, it's taking a second, sorry, a really clean checkout page. As you can see here, the coupon code is already associated here. That you don't have to enter in another code. It's taken off automatically. They put in their shipping address here and continue to shipping. We have offered free shipping for this program, so shipping is included and free. Once they continue to payment, taxes will be calculated based on their location automatically. They put in their credit card number and they would select Pay Now. Once they click Pay Now, they will receive 2 emails. The first email actually comes from our payment platform, which is Shopify, and it will have the receipt of what they purchased, how much they paid for it. The second email comes from Rachio. So this is where we say, congratulations, here are the DIY instructions on how to install the controller. We also relist some of the terms and conditions that they need a refresher on those. But as the agency, you're actually able to customize that confirmation email. So if there are specific watering restrictions that you need to remind your residents of, we can add that information in the confirmation email based on agency. So every agency has their ability to customize that confirmation email. Again, you'll have access to the portal, and then you also will have the option to be part of our Rachio Insights Lite. This is a random service area in the middle of Winnipeg, but what you would see here are blue dots that represent a Rachio controller in your service area. It will show you how many controllers are active from this program. It is all anonymous and aggregated, so you can't zoom in right now and say like, oh, this is Bob Smith at 123 Main Street, but it really just gives you a good idea of what the controllers are doing in your service area and the activation rates for the program. I will say that we are currently working on a new data dashboard. So Insights Lite is being worked on and getting a makeover right now, so it's not where it's going to be, but it's a good starting point for just a little bit more insight into what the controllers in your service area are doing. So actually that is the end of the demo, and that's kind of the program in a nutshell. You have a really easy, clean redemption process. As the agency, you have access to the portal to see the residents redeeming in real time. And then you also have the option to join our Rachio Insights Lite to see kind of an overview of your service area. Part of this program, you also have access to 1 complimentary virtual controller training. So this is where we can invite the Rachio users in your service area, or those residents who haven't adapted to the program yet but might be interested in learning about the controller. They can join the program or join the virtual training. We run through the controller, the app, schedules, settings, zones, why those are so important. Again, that is a complimentary training for participating members of this program. So I'm going to go back to the presentation, and now I guess we can open it up for questions. We have a good chunk of time to answer any questions that anyone might have.
Hey, thank you so much, Danielle. And before we dive into questions, and Liam, if you could help us go through those, I'm really excited about this program. I think we all know that some of your customers are interested in willing to do DIY smart irrigation controllers, and this is a really simple way for you to offer a good product at a substantially discounted price with really very little involvement from you. AWE and Rachio will take care of just about everything else. If you're in a position to cost share, and put some additional funds in to help drive that price down even more and make it an even larger discount, fantastic. But just wanted to make sure we're all clear that you don't have to. And also, there is no fee. AWE is not going to charge our members a fee. There's the one-time $500 setup fee that Danielle mentioned for Rachio, but there's no additional fee for participants. So relatively simple. Great way to offer a good product at a discount, and we're hoping many of you will take advantage. So let's see, Liam, do we have any questions at this point?
Yeah, thank you, Ron and Danielle. We do have a couple of questions that have come in. First one is, they're asking, is this just a program for residents focused on single family housing, or as opposed to HOAs and larger properties?
Great question. This is, in the day, it is a residential program. If there is an HOA that is managing the controllers for their development, certainly we can, work with them on that. At this time, it's not for commercial-based properties.
All right, thank you. Next question. Do participating utilities receive reports on water savings from participating customers? Not sure if this is related to the Insights Lite or...
Yeah, so what we've seen most of the utilities do with the water savings is if they know who they're making eligible, and they can actually capture how they were watering before they redeemed the controller, and then they can monitor their water usage after. And you're able to do that because of the reporting we provide you of who's actually redeeming the controller. We aren't providing right now any water savings. Obviously, we don't know, how they're watering beforehand. But because you know who you're making eligible and then who actually redeems, it's a really easy way for the utilities to do that comparison internally.
Awesome.
And I do want to bring up one quick point as well. When we talk about the account numbers, I don't know if there's a question about this, and maybe it's coming, because I know I've been doing a lot of these calls and people always have this question. We don't necessarily need an account number. I know sometimes account numbers can be sensitive topics. You can provide us the last 5 digits of the account number or the first 5. Any variation of the account number is totally fine, as long as the resident knows what number to enter into the eligibility field. So as long as they know, oh, I have to enter in the last 6 digits, which we can provide in the website and the landing page, we can actually write that this is the last 6 digits of your water number. We just have to make sure whatever number they're putting in, we have in the back end as eligibility. So even if you wanted to create custom codes, you could do that as well. We just need a unique number in the database to verify eligibility.
Great, thank you. Question for AWE. Have there been any instances, issues, or complaints surrounding utilities giving a preference to a specific product? I'm not sure if you want to weigh in on that one, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, not that I'm aware of, but it's certainly something that we discussed before putting out the RFP. It's one of the reasons that we issued a competitive RFP in the first place, was so that others would have the option to bid. And we were open to selecting more than one company. Actually, it turned out that didn't make sense in this case. To be perfectly honest, this is, I don't think, top secret or anything, but we received one application. So others had the option to participate and chose not to apply for this particular program.
All right, thank you. Danielle, would the utility or city be able to mandate that the purchaser attend a training on how to set up the controller, or have a statement that the customer agrees to being contacted by the utility for an inspection to ensure that it's installed and properly set up?
Yes, so there's a few ways we can do this. You could mandate that residents attend the training ahead of time and then provide us the account numbers of those people who did attend. There's also, I believe in the terms and conditions, I have to verify it. I mean, The terms aren't super long, but I don't have them all memorized. I believe there is a term that says the resident agrees to be contacted by the utility post installation to verify installation. And I can confirm that, with you after the presentation. But there's definitely in the terms and conditions, I mean, at the end of the day, you are offering the controller to your residents at either an even more discount because you're participating funds. But in part, you are saying, hey, you will get this controller, but we get to make sure you're doing the right things with it. So there are stipulations in the terms and conditions to the resident that they must agree to before purchasing.
All right, and sort of on the topic of setup, you mentioned the Rachio can help customers use or set up the controller correctly. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we have created a dedicated phone number and email address for this program. So if they have any questions about the installation, they can always contact us. The app does a fantastic job of walking the resident through the installation process. So if by chance they run into an issue there, again, they can contact us. In the confirmation email, we also link to our Rachio Pro Finder tool. So if they prefer to have a pro do it, we connect them to our Pro Finder tool. In regards to that virtual training, now that can be something that you say you want to join the program, great, but you want to use that complimentary virtual training before you do any marketing in the program. Or maybe it's in tandem, like, hey, we're going to be offering you a Rachio controller. Please come to this virtual training to learn about the program and how the controller works. And we can do the training ahead of time. We also can do it where you run the program for 3 months and maybe it's next spring and you want to get your residents all on board and make sure, hey, spring's coming, make sure your controller is set up correctly. Here's how you do it and here are the restrictions in our city that you should be adhering to. So there's a few ways we can do it, and always happy to work with you one-on-one.
Awesome, thanks. Next question, if a water utility maintains a weather network, what's the best way to get that to show up on the Rachio app so that customers participating in the program can connect their Rachio to the network?
Yeah, great question. So they will have so the app will automatically connect to the closest weather station. However, if there's a station that you prefer your residents to connect to, that might be something that we incorporate in that customized email confirmation after they redeem the controller.
Great. Next question, is there a time frame in which the controller must be installed, spelled out in the legal language?
Yes, so we say the controller must be installed within 2 months.
All right, and this is the last question we have in right now. How have other utilities handled the quality control aspect of the controller install to make sure it was programmed for water savings?
So typically, what they're doing is when they use the Insights platform and they filter out to the program, they can filter by schedule. So they can say, okay, show me the controllers in the service area that are on a fixed schedule or flex monthly or fixed. Or did I say that twice? So flex daily, flex monthly, or fixed schedule. If they do start seeing residents in the service area having settings that are outside of the recommended, settings, Rachio can work with the utility and start sending out email engagements, which is a separate service, but it's something we can talk about again separately. But we can actually email residents in your service area and say, hey, we recommend that you are on a flex monthly. Here's how you modify your controller to do so. And we can run through the steps there. But if there are specific schedule types and restrictions and settings you want your residents to adhere to, again, we can really enforce that in that confirmation email after they purchase their controller, saying, thanks for your purchase. Once you get your controller, please make sure to set up your controller in the following way, and we can enlist that there.
All right, thank you. Well, that's all we have for questions at the moment. And if anybody thinks of anything after the webinar, you can feel free to email Danielle or myself, and we'll get those questions answered for you.
Perfect. Thank you. And I will also just say my email is right here. I'm always happy to do customized demos, one-on-one demos where we can walk through the redemption process. You can stop me at any time and you can, ask questions about the program. So if you'd like to set up a one-on-one demo, please feel free to email me at any time.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Danielle. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. If you're interested in learning more, you can contact Danielle. You can also contact AWE, in particular Liam at a4we.org. We're happy to share with you the agreement, for example, that would exist between AWE and the participating agencies. Again, pretty straightforward for you all. No additional fee from our end. If you want to offer some an additional discount, cost sharing to drive the price down even more, you can, but you don't have to. We're really excited about this program, and again, thank you all for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.